Hey, what's up, guys? It's time for a big Guilty Gear Strive update here. We got a bunch of new stuff just come out today. Joining with me is Killy. How's it going, man?
Could be better given that.
Yeah. I don't want to start by talking about you know what right at the start of the video
Yeah.
like we always do, but could be better is definitely the right response for this. All right, guys, we have a lot of catching up to do. The last time me and Killy talked about Guilty Gear, that was before even the Faust trailer came out. So let's really quickly go over the things that we missed out on since then. First, the Faust trailer. What do you think about Faust, Killy?
They made him super creepy. It was pretty cool.
And you got the surgeon costume, which is pretty creepy too.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me more of like Guilty Gear 1 Faust when he was called Dr. Baldhead.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was really interested in playing Faust because you said he was like kind of like my kind of character, but now he's like kind of creepy. I don't know,
Hey,
man.
but I'm surprised you're not all over Faust because he's got like fiddlesticks kind of stuff
That was
going on.
that's strange you mentioned that because I was thinking about Fiddlesticks right when I saw that because there's that Fiddlesticks what's it called remake lately for
Yeah,
League, more creepier.
yeah,
Okay, next up we have a lot of gameplay footage, like a lot. There's an exhibition match and the Evil Japan build. And
yeah.
the biggest thing, I mean, you tell me, I could be wrong because I'm not a Guilty Gear player, but one of the first things I noticed was that the speed seemed a lot faster.
It was the pacing or the flow of matches were incredibly fast.
Yeah.
It's like crazy fast paced, more so than Xrd.
Mm.
Um, to me, it was like almost chaotic and how
Faster than
fast.
Exard.
Yeah,
Faster. Oh.
way faster,
Because I heard a
way
lot of
fast.
complaints about the air dashing back
Yeah,
then.
so they changed the air dash in the Evo Japan build. So the way that worked was that you had that slower startup,
Yeah.
and then um, as you're air dashing, you can push your button earlier. So before in
So
like
instant
older Guilty
recovery,
Gears,
basically, once you
yeah,
pull it off. Okay.
yeah, like in older Guilty Gears, you had a set range in your air dash before you could push a button. But now they let you push a button anytime during the air dash, and it changes your trajectory.
Right.
So the players at the exhibition match were actually kind of complaining about it because they said um, once they air dash, it's like too hard to counter it. And so the developers were saying, yeah, if you let them air dash, they pretty much have won that interaction.
Mm.
So so the balance was to make it a slower startup, and so you have to stop the startup of the air dash rather than after the air dash.
Did they change it?
Um,
You don't know.
don't know yet. Don't know yet.
So chaotic speed, hey, that's strange.
That's my personal take on it. I'm sure
Yeah.
other people have different takes on it, but
Right.
to me, it was like very super fast pace.
Right. I'm sure a lot of people will like that because that's how they see it as like an anime fighter. But like at the beginning when I saw, they're trying to make it kind of like Street Fighter ish, where it's like kind of
Mhm.
slower paced. So I wonder how that affects the game. So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
like that's what it looked like originally when they first revealed the game. It was going to be like more neutral base, more whiff punishing and all this stuff. And while that's still present, you can see that in the current exhibition matches, but the overall flow of a match was like incredibly fast.
Interesting. Yeah, it's crazy how drastically it changes. Like when we see that, that's the thing. When you see the game as it develops, you see how it just drastically changes over time. Which is, like I said, a lot of people, surprisingly, they're like, oh man, like when they first saw the game, they didn't like how it was, but that's just how it is,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And the last thing we need to catch up on, and there was a recent interview. I'm gonna have to dig and find it, but mostly what they were asking about, there was a lot of criticism. Besides the netcode, was the HUD. A lot of people are criticizing the HUD. What do you think about the HUD? Is it simple?
Even the exhibition players were complaining about the UI being,
Mm,
and the developers at the time agreed that there were failures in the UI,
okay.
given the complaints.
They
Like
want it
they,
to be more inviting, like easier to
yeah,
understand, but
there was a lot of contradictions in previous interviews in the way they designed the UI, right? They wanted to make it like a one-stop shop where you only need to look at one section to see everything. But at the same time, they made the risk gauge really tiny
mm-hmm.
to see. And so it was counterintuitive. You want the HUD to be inviting so you can see all the on-screen information
Right.
importantly, and then you make the risk gauge an important factor in the gameplay. Yet at the same time, the UI for the risk is so tiny that it's hard to see. And they're like, "Yeah, we kind of failed in that aspect there." And so
That's good.
it was kind of questionable, but
Right.
they are addressing it.
Yeah, they gotta make it more hard rock. You know, they gotta.
Yeah, that was the other thing. They complained about how the UI in general looks more pop and less rock.
Yeah, that's a good way
That
of
the
putting
Guild
it.
like the Guilty Gear franchise is known for. It's like known
Right,
for heavy metal and stuff like that.
right. It looks really placeholder right now, so I'm sure they'll change it after all the updates and stuff.
They look like Mario Kart, man.
Mario Kart? What? I never heard that.
It's like a Nintendo Switch game UI, man.
What?
Like
Whoa, whoa.
the character select screen and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that for sure.
yeah,
That for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the meat and potatoes now. The recent news here. Three really big things. Let's talk about the character trailer that came out like what? Like an hour ago or something?
Maybe like a half hour ago.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, so first, Millia Rage is announced and Zato-1. Let's talk about Millia first. I was telling in my stream before, I'm really having a hard time figuring out which character I want to play in Guilty Gear. Not because I like I'm looking for what suits my style, but more because I want to play everyone. Like every
Yeah.
character trailer makes me want to play that character. And Millia, man, that's a character I might want to learn. I don't know.
Dude, she looks gorgeous. Like every character looks gorgeous in the
Yeah,
new engine. But
yeah.
Melee, oh my god. They
I
changed
saw one mix up in that trailer, and I was like, you know,
like we got some Oki. We got some
yeah,
Oki. Man.
yeah, looks good, looks good. And like I said, they changed the appearance of the character, but not too much. But it's enough where it looks good. It looks fresh.
She kinda looks like Colleen actually.
Suspiciously looks like
Just
Colleen.
oh man, life imitates art.
Anything else you want
First
to talk
Col
about Amelia?
not really other than the fact that she's got Oki, so all those people were like, "Oh, Oki's dead" or whatever. We've got
Yeah.
some inclination of Oki happening.
Yes. Yes. And then Zato-1 now. I'm not surprised this
Well,
character's thinking. Oh
yeah.
boy.
Well, like so far, all the character reveals is the Guilty Gear 1 cast.
Mm-hmm.
So far we're missing Biken, Testament, Cliff, and Justice from Guilty Gear 1. Though I'm not
Right.
expecting Cliff and Justice at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so far all the reveals have been Guilty Gear 1, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
see what happens afterwards.
They had a good opportunity to change a lot of his animations as well, because he uses all those pets and stuff. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's good. I really like it.
yeah. They changed his design, like not his personal design, but they changed Eddie's design. Like the
Right.
shadow, like it's so different. It's more on that creepier vibe, like Faust here, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, it also kind of reminds me of Blaze Blue's Arachne. He even has that. He has that like. He has a new move now, and he kind of like dashes and he in the air and he like bites, right? Like
Oh yeah,
Arachne
yeah.
has like something similar as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm like, oh man, this looks very different. Even all of Eddie's attacks are completely different now.
I like how he taunts you when he sends out Eddie. Looks super annoying.
What say you? He's just doing it
I was
nonstop.
like, what you gonna do about it? It looks good. So yeah, two characters in one trailer. I don't think they intended to do that. I think that's just because to catch up with all the recent stuff that's been
Yeah,
going on.
so there were supposed to be two different trailers. One was supposed to be at Brussels,
Mm-hmm.
that Brussels tournament, and the other one was supposed to be at Final Round. And then both tournaments had to cancel because of
Yes,
the coronavirus.
unfortunately. Right.
So they just decided to air it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's hopefully we'll see some brand new characters pretty soon here. But that was good. So hitting all the notes on the character wise. I mean, it'd be nice to see like a character that wasn't an Exard returning, which will get people like super hyped. When that happens.
Yeah.
But of course they'll save that for the tail end. They have to. They have to.
Well, we also have the new character that was shown at Evo
Mm-hmm.
that they haven't had a gameplay trailer on yet.
Oh
So
yeah, but he might be the last boss, right? Well, I guess that doesn't really change that because of Ramethal, right? So
yeah.
that's true.
So not so have to see when he gets his official revealed trailer.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, next big this is probably the biggest news of the entire video. The next biggest news is they announced Rollback Netcode.
Yeah, so we'll kind of wrap this into one because they did the closed beta sign up.
Yeah.
And then in the sign up page, they're like, first we're changing the UI.
Yeah.
So they actually listened to the feedback.
That's
And
good.
then they said and then they kind of like slow rolled it. They're like, well, the closed beta will be using our delay based netcode. We are developing rollback netcode for the final version. And then it's like, oh shit.
I know, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty pretty Debbie Downer about it. I didn't think they're gonna have rollback netcode, man. I'm like
I
reading the
mean,
interviews
most
and the direction they were going. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna do it, man. But they
we
did it.
were very skeptical. The community
Yeah,
is very skeptical. And just because of the way like Japanese developers are typically, um, and we didn't think that they were going to change the UI and they weren't going to change the netcode. It seemed like there was going to be delay based again, but
right. I think
it,
if they release this game globally all at the same time, like not like Grand Blue where it's like released 3 times at 3 different
yeah,
dates,
yeah.
and they have the rollback netcode. I mean, this will be really good. They'll hit the ground running with this game. I think like it's
So
so important.
the rollback netcode's such a big deal. Like, first of all, the UI changed, and them announcing UI and rollback means they actually listened to the community this
Yeah.
time. But not only that, we also have to know that a lot of people in ArcSys America branch and stuff like that really fought to have that rollback netcode implemented,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
so now we have to be concerned about the rollback implementation because we don't want a repeat of SF5 where it's
Oh
poorly
no,
implemented,
no, we don't want to wait
right?
4 years.
That being said, I'm pretty confident in their implementation because Zynak works at ArcSys Japan, and
Okay.
Zynak was like a really good Guilty Gear player in North America. In my opinion, he was like the best Faust player in North America.
Okay.
I played him in tournament a couple times, but
Nice.
aside from that, he worked on Killer Instinct. Um,
Interesting.
and he has expertise on rollback netcode. And
Interesting.
when the closed beta got announced for rollback netcode, he had tweets going out saying I forget the exact wording, but he said he's going to try to avoid the same issues
Right.
that other bad implementations of rollback netcode. And then
Yeah, because
he's like,
Street Fighter 5 kind of gave rollback kind of a bad rap, you know. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure it
for
scared
sure.
other Japanese developers, like, hey, you know, we don't want to run into this situation either, right? So
Yeah.
this is a good
Uh,
opportunity because if they implement if the rollback works and they get it right out of the gate, then this is good for other Arc Sys games too.
yeah, and that's the big thing. It's like not only is this a good sign for Guilty Gear Strive, but is also a good sign for every future ArcSys
Right.
game. Now, obviously, people want the rollback to be implemented in their older releases, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Hmm.
This is way too hard and costs like way too many resources to try to reverse
Yeah.
engineer it for the older games. But um, every future fighting game they make should have rollback implemented now, and that's
Hmm.
going to be a huge thing. So hopefully, if we get like a new version of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus or a new Dragon Ball Fighters, hopefully they can use the rollback netcode.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
pumped, man. This is good. Really good news. So keep in mind, guys, the beta, you can sign up for it right now. I'll leave a link to the beta sign up in the video description. But keep in mind, guys, once again, the beta is going to use the late base netcode, and they're implementing the rollback later in the final version of the game.
yeah,
So yeah.
and the beta will have everyone up to Faust.
Okay, up to Faust. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm super pumped. Hopefully everyone gets their keys, man. And then I'm sure Killer's gonna do a ton of testing, and we'll come back with a lot more information on the gameplay with you guys. That
Well,
would,
we'll see how it goes
yeah,
because if it's just on online beta only, then it depends on the matchmaking and stuff like that.
yeah, for sure.
But I'm guaranteed anyone who entered Arc Revel, which I did go to, and filled out the survey, you're guaranteed a beta code.
That's cool.
Not just Arc Revel, but like every event that had a demo build and a survey. If you filled out the survey, they asked you about participating in the closed beta and your email address. So they said in the closed beta forms that if you filled that out in one of those events, you're guaranteed a closed beta spot.
That's awesome, man. So you're guaranteed a key then.
Yep.
That's good. Good stuff. All right, guys. We're finally caught up with Guilty Gear. We're finally caught up. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think of Millia and Zato and the fact that this rollback netcode. And yeah, man, I really can't wait for this game to come out. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.